even at the campus, when I go there and say, hey guys, I think this is not gonna take long, they go like, yeah, thank you. Hi, just sitting there the whole hour. Ish, yeah, you need the you need the info, you need the syllabus, but ish, you just wish that there could have been any other way or something. It's not easy at all. Hi, Anno, how are you? Hey, Francois, how are you? Okay. All right. I think we can start to keep it as short as possible because I tried to summarize and go as direct as I possibly can. And I hope you can see my slides. You can give me thumbs up, Francois, and you can give me thumbs up. And I don't know. Yes, good, good, good. Ah, perfect, perfect. Sorry about my lighting. I know I'm not at home. I am somewhere, so I always don't have here. The lighting is not that good, but yeah, we can make do. We can make do with it. Okay, now in this learning unit for today, we're going to deal with the motivation in organizations. Motivation. We're going to be dealing with motivation, and remember where we started. We started with planning. We dealt with organizing, putting things together. Then we went on to leadership. What is leadership and how does leadership work? This is part of it now. This is part of the leadership that we can anticipate in a working environment. We are saying, how do we get our people to be in a state where they are gunning for those goals? Remember, um, all right, then we want to be at this place work that is going to help us to get to the end of those goals, or for us to reach those goals. We need people which we hired in the organization, in the organizing part of this. We were hiring and we found great talent, and like people are seated correctly, they will be efficient, they have the capabilities and the capacity to execute their tasks. But then what else is there for us to get them to actually be good at what they are doing? We're not saying they're not equipped enough or they're not skilled enough. They are, and they are suitable. They are fine. We're happy with them. But then how do we get them to actually get um, to speed up the velocity in which things are done, and to be happy doing what they do, and to be happy at what they do? That comes from motivation. What then is motivation? That is that ability to get someone, to give people an oomph of saying, hey, this is what we need to do. Let's be happy doing it. It's so seldom, though, that everyone will be happy at work, because we find work at different places, at different times, at different stages of our life cycle, and for different purposes. So it's not everyone that can be motivated all the time, but it's the duty of the leaders, people who are leading us and the management, to ensure that people are happy to do what they are doing, because at the end of the day, we have a purpose here. We have a goal that we need to reach. We have visions. We have the measures that we adopt, and we need to prioritize enabling the organization to reach the stage in which they have set themselves in. So that has to come from the people that we hired and we put in places and pay, at categories of their work and this and the tasks that they need to do to perform the task. But people need to be able to be happy with doing that. That is where motivation comes from. In this, we're going to look at the nature and the process of motivation and the theoretical frameworks that motivation speaks to, factors of influencing employee motivation, motivation through job design and application. There's a different kind of motivation and I'm not trying to be funny on this. I'm just telling you the reality. And this is the motivation in the I don't know if it's motivation or the lady was duping us or something. So she we were working with her, and she was working in finance and financial yes, you are right, Francois. This lady was working in finance, and she liked selling a lot. So she was selling eggs. And where's my chem? My chem my chem is missing. Okay, she was selling eggs, and she liked motivating us to buy her eggs. And she would go to the extreme to make sure that she end up selling the eggs. So she would like explaining a lot what the eggs are, and why you must buy the eggs. And she'll go like, I'm sorry if you know this lady. But she knows. Yeah, she knows. She knows we were laughing a lot. So she'll go like, yeah, my bro, you know what these eggs you know where these eggs are coming from? I think she was the relative of hers would bring the eggs from Francistown or somewhere very, very far. This is not even the local eggs, young. These eggs are coming very far, my bro. The mother of these eggs are very fat, my bro. They are so fat. And when you eat, you know what? Let me show you. When you eat this one egg, my bro, you are full the whole day, my bro. and now we would and now we would tease her a lot, because we would just go there and say, hey, Henley, I think she was Henley, how much are your eggs this week? Price is nothing compared to the even the mere 5 rand that I added on top of my price is nothing compared. So, and buying, like, we were so happy to see someone so energetic and so, you know what, that person will leave whatever she was doing to explain. And you only ask one question, and this lady was not impressed. She always said, I only asked for the price. Tell the man of the eggs and how fat she was and how far this eggs travel. Just give me the price, man, and let me buy it. So, but it was so motivating to speak to that lady, and it would give you courage to actually go and buy, even if you didn't want to. You will just feel pity for her, to say, shame, man, the way she's explaining 10 things about this eggs, let me just buy, man. Even that 5 rand that she added on top, I know it's expensive, but let me just buy the eggs. She was so that is the kind of the motivation that has to happen in organization. Okay, not 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 the way she was doing it. I think she was extreme, but that is motivation. You need to get something that pushes you to do something. Like you need to get a pat at the back. In supply chain, we say it's very difficult to get a pat at the back. It's not normal that everything in supply chain goes well. If everything in supply chain goes well, you must know something is wrong somewhere, and it's going to come up on your face like a bomb that Iran is throwing the straight. So it's not normal. So we still need motivation to keep. So we need to put people in space where they have the oomph, they have the stay on and say, hey, you know what, this is us. This is what we want to achieve, and we will do it. That is what motivation is. And today we want to learn what this motivation is and how does motivation works. How do we define it? Definition and the core concept. You can define motivation any way that you see fit, but then there are these elements that we need to look at. They say motivation has behavioral dimensions. It's characterized by the direction, what an individual chooses to do. We don't prioritize the same things. Intensity, how hard are they trying to do what they chose to do? And the persistence, how long they maintain the effort of that behavior. When you need something, when we're trying to achieve something, you choose to achieve it, and you're going to try as hard as you possibly can, and you're going to persist in that because it's something that you chose, and you adopt the behavior. Your day-to-day behavior leads to that kind of a strategy that you apply to achieve what you are trying to achieve. So this is the dimension, the behavioral dimension, without actually someone telling you what they're trying to do. But from you observing those people, you can see just how much value these people are putting in this effort, the efforts that they put in trying to achieve what they're trying to achieve. That is a behavioral dimension. And we also have intrinsic drivers. This refers to internal forces, the push. They always say you need to know your why. The push, such as sense of achievement, the personal growth, of finding inherent interest in pride, in the work itself, the work that you are doing. And we also have in extrinsic drivers. This involve external rewards or consequences such as salary increase, like what you have said there in the message, the bonuses, the promotion, the incentive, and the recognition from supervisors and peers. It gives you the motivation to do even more. If someone comes to you and say, hey, you know what, man, I like what you're doing, and you're doing it so well, please keep it up. Or your manager saying, hey, you know what, you deserve a raise, man, you are doing so well. Or even a promotion at that, because you are doing something that is lovable, something that is likable and is motivating. So motivation can actually give you a springboard to actually do more if you feel like you are being valued enough. So this is talking about that, to say what are we doing as businesses to ensure that our people, although they are skilled to do the task, and they are knowledgeable in the task that they are doing, are they doing it with all their heart? And that must come from the motivation. But then the motivation has the process, and is in the process model, which explains how the motivation happens. There are circumstances in which people can earn higher salaries but still not get motivated, because there are a lot of things that happens in people's lives, and we need to focus. We need to understand what it is that people are going through, what drives them, what makes them happy. And it's seldom that everyone gets motivated by the same or the same category of things, although we can sum them up into the known categories that motivates people, but it's seldom that everyone can be happy from the same perspective of motivation. Unmet needs and expectations, identifying physical or psychological deficiencies that create a state of tension within the individual. We need to learn as managers to understand our people, to understand the followers. Why is this person not motivated? There's something that we need to find out. Our duty is to understand what is it, the physical issue, is it the psychological deficiencies that makes this person uh, unmotivated. Goal direct behavior, initiating actions and effort aimed at satisfying specific needs or achieving desired outcomes. We need to have a direction as a company that we believe that it will help people to behave in a certain way and need satisfaction and feedback, attaining the goal to reduce tension and evaluating the results of influence to influence future motivational cycles. So what this slide is teaching us, this process model teaching us, is we need to understand the diversity of our people, and we need to understand what brings our people up, what makes our people smile, what makes our people roll up their sleeves and say, I am in this and I'm with all my heart and I'm going to make it happen. We need to sit people down and have chats with them and understand our people well, so that we will know what exactly it is that motivates them. Motivation and organizational performance. Employee productivity, highly motivated employees consistently deliver higher quality work and greater output. We see this a lot, even when the business is not doing well. There are those employees that are so high performing to try and make sure that the business get back to its feet again. That is why some directors are saying, I don't want to hire talent. I want to hire attitude. I want people who has the ability to stay with me and focus. I will teach them the skills, but I want them to have the perspective in them that is going to enable them to say, you know what, we are dying with you. We are going down with you. Bring you up. You can overtime that is not paid, but we want this company to get back to its feet. So those are the companies that are highly motivated with the jobs that they do. Talent, effective motivational strategies reduce turnover rates and minimize costs associated with recruitment and training. Recruitment is not easy. Recruitment is difficult because now as long as it's a recruitment of replacing people, that one is taking us backwards. It's better to recruit because we are expanding, we are adding, but recruiting because we are placing is us losing a lot of time, a lot of money, because there are tasks that are just remaining seated there without anyone doing them, and we need to offload this into other people. We are bringing more strain into other people because we have people who are resigning. So we need to motivate people, because motivated people stay with us. They perform well and they become loyal to the business, and then we retain that talent. Therefore, our customers will remain happy because we have the systems that are going. Goal alignment, strong motivation ensures that individual efforts are synchronized with the strategic objective and mission of the organization. Do you know how nice it is to have who are serving us long and they've been here with us? They know exactly what we need to do. And sometimes they just volunteer to do even tasks that they were not meant for them because these people are so highly motivated. That is what motivation does. And we need to learn the skill of motivating our people because these are the results that motivation can give to us. Let me just find out from you all. Are you all working, or is there any one of you who's working currently, especially maybe in a leadership position or being led? You can tell the story. And I know, what happened? What do you understand about motivation? Are you motivating people, or are you the one getting motivated? What's the story that you can tell us about motivation? People with the right mindset can learn anything and go to any position as their potential is endless. That is so true. We've seen people who were regarded as less talented, but these people, they are so motivated and they are so in it. They are so engaged in what they are doing so much that even the people that we thought they were so highly talented, and they cannot outperform these people. These people are working extremely hard to get things done and to make sure that things are done and they are done appropriately so, and ensuring that the business moves forward. I will come back to your message, but then what are the theoretical frameworks of motivation? We've seen the theoretical frameworks of leadership earlier, and we've seen now we want to understand the theoretical frameworks of motivation. Where does the motivation comes from? How do we get motivated, or how do we motivate other people? I'm not in a leadership role. Well, I like motivate others. That's good at my job where people might not want to do their job. I like motivate people and tell them, no, that task is actually fun. Let me show you how exactly how it should be done. Arno Francois is the director, have 75 staff members and 5 departments. Oh my goodness. Arno, Francois, this is speaking to you. I think I must stop this, give you the mic, and you are the one who must teach us, Arno, because this is exactly what we need, and this will speak to you directly, Francois. Francois, you must hire me, not the other way around. But with this, I'm going to give you the mic for you to teach us what this means.
How's it, Bishop?
Yes.
I think something I've learned, I started off being a basic laborer and I worked my way up to where I'm today. And something that I've learned through the years now being in business 27 years is that you have to adjust your approach to everybody. There's no one way fits for everybody. My approach is quite simple. You have to you have to take everybody and you have to listen to their needs. From the lower staff members with the basic needs, they they are focused and they're driven by salary, and then that's what motivates them, and that's how you build on their motivator over time. Performance bonuses that drives them. Staff that's climbed the ladder, senior staff members, they don't necessarily need the money. They appreciate the praise, telling them they're doing well, good work, having meetings, telling them that their performance appraisal, saying, listen, this is, you guys are doing well. I found that um, reward systems other than financial does really well. I've got staff members, one manager in particular that that recently became a mother, and our business changed our whole process for her to we build a nursery for her to cater for a new mom, and that was a complete different motivator. It didn't cost the business much money, but I see he's gone.
You can keep going. I find this very interesting.
Well, yeah, so that is literally my approach is changing depending on your staff. I think all your staff members should be taken not by face value, but to get to know them, um, and to understand what their needs are. Um, so I think that's where doing this degree was quite interesting, because a lot of what I do now, um, and what I've done over the past 10 years, when I started fulfilling that director role, is something that this manuals and this theory has actually covered in many aspects. Is things that works. It's motivation. Telling staff, hey, listen, you're not feeling well, or work from home, great. Or listen, today I'm not feeling 100%, and it's not necessarily sick, but just emotional. I said, listen, don't come in. It's sometimes not necessarily deducting a personal leave day, but understanding them on a personal level, talking to them one on one, getting to understand them, and appreciate the work that they do for you, really, really, really motivates them. At the end of the day, they're the ones on the floor doing the hard work, and without them, no business can thrive or build. And as soon as any person in my position lose perspective of that and the work that those people do and those employers do, is the day you close your doors. So I think as soon as any person, any manager or any senior personnel, any supervisor, any controller, any director lose perspective of how important your staff is the day that that you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your staff. You're gonna lose your respect. You're gonna close your business. Because at the end of the day, is no matter your title, that person, you're no more important than that person that is working with you. That's basically what I've learned in 27 years of doing what I've done. But I guess that's for me.
Because in Elon Musk is saying the same, is preaching the same gospel. Yeah, that's for you. That's know people are and put them first. These are the people who happen. You can have brilliant ideas, you can have great managerial skills, but who are you going to manage? Who is actually going to take to carry forth? I also logistics and supply chain for 20 years actually before I came to academic, and I learned a lot about what can actually make you. So at some point, I found myself and later some other people doing things that like they volunteer to do, and without anyone seeing. If you can find the type of an employee who does something with without, mentioning it. We just see later that, hey, actually, there was a problem here and someone already solved it without us knowing. You must know that you are on the right track inside in terms of motivating people, Franco. So I agree with that. It's very, very important, and it's the one thing that is actually going to get you, like that guy who owns Virgin Active. What's his name? He owns Virgin Active. I forget his name. He once said that after the COVID, everything was upside down, and he once said that, you know what, my employees came to me and said, sir, don't pay us, take the money and use it to try and get this back to where um, get it back to where you will worry about our salaries later. That is that is a type of employees that you get, but you of employees based on how you value them, um, how you get them to be motivated to be with you, like to say, we are staying with this, we are working with him. Why not? Don't get me wrong. I stumbled to learn these lessons, and I still have a lot to learn. This is why I'm still studying. Yes, you can never say I've learned enough in this kind of things, Francois. And it's not something that you can just learn like that. It takes a lot, eh? Remember, when we grow as employees, we want to flex ourselves, we want to show people that to get to manage and to get to be at a certain level of what needs to be done, and how do you appreciate people, how do you learn people, and how do you understand them. Once you get that done, you start now flexing it down. You start now teaching your people as well to say, hey, in your departments, kindly be aware of the importance of being able to understand our people and giving them the motivation that they deserve. Okay, right. That is very true, and I'm grateful for you sharing that with us, Francois. Maslow, the theories are Maslow's hierarchy, which we know they say purposes that individuals are motivated by a 5-tier pyramid need. I think I have that. I've uploaded that in Arc. You're going to see it. So people are motivated based on the level at which they are. At which level are you as a person? We've seen people changing from being worst performance in an organization to be top, and becoming big business leaders based on the changes that happened in their lives, and they now became different people because now their level of achievement and their level based on the Moscow's hierarchy have been changing, and people now started becoming different. And we also have the Herzberg's two-factor theory, distinguish between the hygiene factors and the distraction that comes from such as recognition and responsibility. Sometimes some people are just getting motivated by you, Francois, stepping down and saying, hey, listen, I saw the email that you wrote to customer X and X. That was brilliant, man. I love it. You know what? Henceforth, you're going to be the one responding to questions like that. You know what? We are moving you from this department. Go and head up the customer service department and teach them how these things are done. Those are the things that give our people that strength to say, hey, you know what? I never knew that the director could actually come in and recognize something like this from me, or a customer or a big customer, when they have the discussion with their director and they're talking about something, and they just, you know, mention your name somehow and say, you know what, where is Arno? No man, Arno is on leave. Yeah, man, I can see, man. No man, I can see something is missing. You know what? That on its own is a motivation when your director will then come down and say, hey, you know what? This is what the customer has said about you. What did you do? How are you doing it? That is a brilliant motivation strategy, or motivation way, a way in which someone can get actually up there and be able to perform even greater wonders. Acquired needs. McClelland says identifies three primary drivers: the achievement, affiliation, and the power. That suggests that individual specific motivation is shaped by their life experiences. Yeah, you will see this when I am broke, I am very ugly. But when I'm not broke, I smile to everyone. Okay, that was a funny example, but it's true. What goes on behind the scenes of people actually comes to work. My students, when I walk into a class, they will say, I said today you're not yourself. What's happening? You are not yourself today. Tell us the truth. Who told you what? Who messed with you? And then I'll say, how did you identify that? No, say we know you. So we can see that today you are not yourself, because things are happening at the background, and it can happen to anyone everywhere at the departments that we are managing. It's true. Appreciate that. Process theories, these are cognitive base. They say we have process theories. The first one is the expectancy theory. They say this one postulates that individuals are motivated when they believe effort leads to performance. Performance leads to rewards, and rewards are personally valued. I remember long time ago, we used to have this driver, and our manager said to him, hey, you know what, I want you to bring either your wife or your daughter or someone close to you to come and work here with us as a payment to just the way you are doing your work so diligently. Can you imagine that? Like something like that, man. Something that will give someone something that they never ever thought of, and it's something that it will never end. It's that guy was working for RTT, and his name is Bishop, by the way. Yeah, as the bishops, we have this thing. His name is Bishop, by the way, and he was working with the RTT gurus. They just gave him that because this guy was so energetic, and he was so good in what he was doing. Equity theory suggests that employees maintain motivation by comparing their outcome ratio against others to ensure perceived fairness within the workplace. That as well shows when you are managing your people and you manage them equally well, and with the same principles, then that can motivate people, knowing for sure that, hey, you know what, my bosses are seeing what I am doing. If I am wrong, they tell me straight, this is wrong, you need to improve. Goal setting theory emphasizes that specific challenging goals combined with regular feedback significantly enhance individuals' organizational performance level. We need to give people feedback, whether is bad performance. Feedback must be there so people know whether it's good performance. We must also give them feedback so that they are able to correct themselves and be able to know that, hey, you know what, there's someone looking out for me. Let me try and change this. Let me improve. These people are helping me because they're telling me where I'm going wrong and where I'm going right. Okay. contemporary motivation models. We have three of them that says the self-determination theory, which focuses on the degree to which an individual's behavior is self-motivated, himself or herself self-determined based on innate psychological need. I remember when I started in the academic field, it was not easy coming from corporate to come to academic. Nothing was happening, and you know what? It was so bad. But because I had that innate psychological need of being in this field, I just had to endure whatever was happening. Goal setting theory emphasizes the importance of setting specific and challenging goals alongside feedback to enhance employees' performance and motivation. Employees are more motivated when they know why they are doing things. When they know, I don't know what's happening with my camp, but it keeps disappearing. They get more motivated when they know the reasons why they must put an effort into something. So communication is very important, and people needs to be told that you are doing the right thing. Keep doing it. Needs to be told that I think here you are lacking this. Can we help you? Can we train you? Can we give you any other assistance that you may need? Some people don't know that they need assistance, but as a leader, you can pick it up and say, hey, you know what? Let's set up new goals. Let's give you a new path for you to follow that falls under the goal setting. And the expectancy theory proposes that individuals are motivated to act in certain way based on the expectation that the act will be followed by a given outcome. So as a leader, you don't look aside when your people are doing well. You always recognize even that smallest thing that someone has done. You recognize it, because people will keep doing the correct things knowing that someone is going to pick it up and someone is going to give me a pat at the back for being able to do something like that. But then what what influences employee motivation? What are those factors that actually gives the influence of how people get motivated? They say we have individual and personal factors first. First, get to know the individuality behind the task, behind the title. I like what you said earlier, Franco, saying no matter what your title is, it may not matter at some point if you cannot be able to take care of what is important to you and the business. So behind the title, there's a person, there's a name, there's a father, there's a sister, a brother, grandfather. So behind that, there's that person who have feelings and who have brains, and who have all that. So we need to get to that person first, and then in America they say you take care of the cents and the dollar will take care of itself. Exactly, these individual and personal factors, such as diverse needs, the needs that are not the same, they are unique, and they are not the same. How do we categorize them? How do we put our feet forward to say this is what motivates this group, and this group is motivated by this, and that one by that? But how do we match that? How do we put it together to ensure that there's a correlation of those? There's coordination of the work that we are doing based on our ability to accommodate the diverse needs of our people. Professionalism and skills, the internal drive to succeed, is often linked to an individual's level of expertise. Can you see from this? And since we started with this session, that most the greatest point, or the greatest button for us to press as leaders in organization, is the individual one. Get to know your people, know them well, ask them questions, speak to them, have conversations with them, because that is where all the tasks are going to be performed. And with the ability to get into their spaces and show them the love and show them the ability to recognize them as individuals, that is the greatest button to push in order for the motivation to actually give the people the spark. Goal orientation, personal career aspirations, and the internal commitment to self improvement. That one acts as a primary catalyst to sustained engagement and high level performance. You know, it's so sad that you can be an individual in a corporation and your manager doesn't even know where you are trying to go to, where are you heading. The next thing you resign, and that's when we're going to learn, when we see your next move, that oh, actually this person wanted to be in this department, this is what they wanted to do, we just didn't know in time until the person is gone. So you need to have personal one-on-one individual conversations with your people to let them show you what keeps them going, what their direction is, and where they believe they can work well in, and where they think their path is taking them. It doesn't matter if their path is different from the path of the organization, because allow the person to grow rather than to keep the person, and the person is not happy. Rather than it's better to allow what the person can do in the organization, although it may not be visible or be present at that time. It's very important to have one-on-one conversations with your people, understand your people, and show them that you understand them and you value them, and you will see miracles. You will see things that you never thought can be achieved in your organization. Organizational and environmental factors. Now, there are other factors that we need to look at, such as corporate culture. Who are we as people? Who are we as an organization? Where are we coming from? Where are we going? Where are we now? What is the culture of this organization? I once went to an interview, and the HR manager said to me, hey, you see this person? This is the person that you're going to report to. She is a swearing manager. Can you tolerate being sworn at? Ah, can you tolerate people swearing at you, your manager swearing at you? Look, what would you have done? There you go, Mr. Franco is hiring, and he's saying you, this is your manager, you'll report, and you take swearing. What would you say? And be honest. What did you say? I'll tell you what I said. I said, me, no problem. Even if they swear at me, I don't have a problem with that, as long as it's not it's not personal. You know what happened? The first week, the second week, I said, stop this. I don't like it. Yeah, sometimes someone must be sworn at, but said in an interview that, hey, you know what, we are swearing here. Yeah, we will swear at you. Yeah, so, but no, that must not be in a culture, Arno. Yeah, sometimes yes, we may, but in a culture, like in our culture, we are swearing here. We don't get. No, 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 no. I think that culture must be changed. But I said, me, no problem. You can swear at me. Hey, the second week I said, yeah, stop it now, because I just felt like it was so irrelevant for this person to be so. Oh, someone was swearing all the time. Yes, yes. Yeah. No, man. We need, we need to teach our people not to do that, because we can lose very, very important employees due to the way we manage them. So culture is very important. Individual and personal factors, diverse needs, yes, professionalism and skills, and goal orientation. The internal drive to success is often linked to individuals' level of expertise and their desire to apply professionalism. So that as well is very important. So professionalism is very important, and your level of skills always. Um, you set the guy down. Good. You did well. You did well. They say you must never tolerate. You must never tolerate being disrespectful. There's swearing that it's just fun and this and that, but there's swearing that comes from a perspective of disrespect. Now that is not right. In front of people, hey, Francha, so and so, near man, scanning so duni. Goal orientation, personal career aspirations, and the internal commitment of self improvement. So it's very important that we look at the corporate culture, which is the next topic that we want to talk about. Organizational and environmental, the corporate culture. What is our culture? What are our beliefs in this business? Physical work environment. How do we work, and what are the safety standards, and what happens in our environment as employees, and in the facilities in which we work, and the organizational structure itself. How is our organization structured? That gives us a better way of understanding how our employees will be motivated. Establishing clear reporting lines and decision-making processes. We spoke about this earlier when we were. I think it's in our first learning unit when we were talking about managerial theories, when we saw that there are theories that speaks directly to this point, to say we need to have clear processes, clear direct lines in order for us to be able to control the processes. And the reward system and incentives, I think it was Arno who said, hey, incentives and rewards. Sometimes financial compensation may just be enough. Recognition programs sometimes as well, to acknowledge people and to grow people, to get them to higher levels, and benefit packages as well. People saying, you know what, I'm going to stick with this company because they have packages that speaks to me, like they give me that motivation to stay and stay longer. And we also have motivation through the job design and application. We saw this when we were dealing with the organizing of the organization. We can organize our organization by working on the job designs. How are our job designs functioning? How do we design our functions, and how do we put people where people belong? Job enrichment and job enlargement. We actually wrote about this, I believe, in either, I think it was in our first assignment, job enrichment and job enlargement. There was another one. There was I think we wrote about three of these. Job enrichment, meaning this is the technique that increases the depth of a role by giving employees control over planning. Job rotation, yes, you are right, Francois. We wrote about job rotation. Job enlargement, by expanding the number of different tasks an employee performs. Some people get bored very quickly if you give them menial tasks. They need more. They need you to give them more, to show them that you have trust in them, and you understand that they are more skillful than at the level at which they are, so you give them those tasks. And job rotation, as well as meaningfulness, to ensure that you at least have a meaning of what we do. Job rotation, we take people around, and you know what, someone can actually show us flames when we move them, maybe from logistics procurement, or from procurement to transportation. Then we see, hey, you know what? We have been putting, we put this person in a role that he was not performing that well. Can the actual performance role for this person is in transportation, in the outside of the supply, or the latter part of supply chain, in distribution. This person was in purchasing and this person was not happy. And lastly, the job characteristics module, the JCM, which speaks about personal and work. Yes, bottom is like that, Francois. And you can see it very quick. Some people will just stay in a business because, well, what can we do? I'm working, I'm earning a salary, so I will just stick around. But I'm not happy with what I'm doing. What I'm doing is far less than my capabilities, and no one is seeing this. No one is saying to me, hey, you know what, man? We can see what you're doing. It's better, even if you don't have a plan for a person, but you identify that ability to identify the skill of a person, to to walk to that person's table and say, hey, listen, man, I see what you're doing. You are so good at this. And at the moment, I can see that you are at a lower level than your capacity can. We are actually underutilizing you. But hey, you know what? We know this. We've recognized this. Hang in there. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure something will come. And that only can motivate an employee so much that, you know what, they would even do much more. So this is where we are ending it for today, my very, very lovely people. I don't know if there's anyone who wants to share something with us um, before we close the session for today. I love it. I love it. It is very interesting to know the other aspects of. And if I can ask, Francois, in which industry are you?
Logistics. So we work quite closely with Sasol engine.
Logistics.
Yeah, and we don't really have a boring
Oh.
day. So shipping. Um, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, this crisis
No,
going on.
you'll never get the boring day.
No, we do not.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
do not.
You
Uh,
you are at the heart of it. Yeah. No, I've been in supply chain for 20 years. I attest. Arno, where are you? In which industry are you? And Luke, what are you guys doing?
I'm a full-time student at the moment, sir.
Arno is studying. Full-time student. Brilliant. Who's that? Who said that? Oh, that's Luke. Okay. And Luke, oh, it's half past already. But so next time I'll ask you this question, okay, and I will ask you. Okay. Thank you so much, Arno. Is in logistics as well. Wow, then we're speaking the same language here. So just for 30 seconds, I joined logistics as an assistance. Crew member, and then got my driver's license, and I was driving the Code 14 trucks. So Franco was going to hire me. So I drove those trucks until I learned what logistics was. I never knew what logistics was until I was in there and I started learning in logistics, but I always wanted to teach. So it took me the whole 20 years for me to come and teach. And maybe I can invite you some other times to come and share your knowledge with my students, especially the students at the campus. Okay, thank you so much, my people. I really enjoyed this as usual. and we're going to meet other week. Is it the other week? Yeah, the other week. I think we are left with what? This is learning unit number 7. We are left with 2 learning units. Uh, we will have check quickly. We have next the other week, the 27th, because that's when we will do learning unit number 8. And when are we submitting? Is it the 10th? The 10th that we are submitting? Check the messages. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's I think it's the 5th, or if it's the 5th or the 3rd, I think maybe we can have another session next week then, because if let's say it's the 3rd and we are left with 2 more learning units, we can have the session on the 20th next week and the 27th. But I will confirm that ability. I will confirm so that we can finish the syllabus. See you. I think I will see you next week. I think I must arrange that with next week. Okay. Thank you for that. The third.